Welcome to the CEO Camper Podcast, where we talk about being a badass CEO in business and life, but also getting out into nature more and making it really easy. I'm your host, Jessica Ryder, a 14-year veteran of camping and have 16 years of business driving teams and companies to purposeful growth under my belt. I am here to help you get out into nature, reset yourself so you can continue to be that badass CEO. So let's dive in to the CEO Camper Podcast. Thank you for listening
today. Guys,
as
remember,
you can
I
tell,
told you that
pretty
we
passionate
were going to
about
talk a little bit of business
camping,
every now and then,
balancing them both.
And today is one of those business
if you
talks.
want to connect with me more,
and
I included
so
all the links
what I
in
want
the show
to
notes,
talk about
today
is who is going
my
to
personal
run
pages,
your business
and also
when you
a
go
really
down.
quick questionnaire to figure out
I
how
know
I
that
can
is
help
very
customize
hard to
your
think
camping
about.
experience.
Nobody wants to think
I
about
appreciate
it.
you.
Nobody wants
and
to
I
think
hope you got
about
something
what
out of the show
happens
today.
when you
If
go
you
down.
did, please share this with
That's
someone
reality.
else who needs to
Like,
hear it.
You're
And
not
leave a
going to live
review.
forever.
If you leave, a
I'm not
review,
going to live forever.
I'll send you a free copy of my
So what's
book,
going to
How
happen
Camping
to
Saved
your
My Life.
business
The
if
journey
you go
from
down?
hospital bed to nature.
Do you have
Thanks again.
the systems and
Talk
processes
soon.
in place for somebody else to pick right back up? If you don't, that is the first question that I would answer. If something happens to you, who will run your business? When it comes to my business, we are in very early in the, startup phase. If something happens to me, the business will dissolve. Rusty has no ownership interest in the business. It is set up like that purposefully. If something happens to me today, as our business stands, the business will dissolve. If and when we grow to the size that I am looking to and, the vision, the grand scale, sure, there will be other fail safes in place. But again, as of today, we are a startup. If something happens, he cannot feasibly run this and take it to where it needs to go. The business would dissolve. So my question to you is, if something happens to you, who is going to run your business? Do you have the right stuff in place? Because when, you might be wondering, why are you talking about this? I thought this was a camping podcast. Well, that's the whole point, guys. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not finding that outlet, if you're not reconnecting and recharging, you're probably going to go down at some point. So who is going to pick up the pieces? Who is going to make sure that your business is still running when that happens? And then the other thing is, what's the impact of that? So it's not just about, just, hey, you're out, and so Susie's going to run the bills, and so, Sally's going to do this or that. But like, what is the impact on their life if you go down? So if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not finding your connection, if you're not, for me, if I don't regularly connect to my vision on a regular basis, and I do that through camping, if I'm not doing that, I lose sight of things. And when I lose sight of things, I get lost in the weeds. I get lost in the day-to-day. I don't make working on the business a priority. I work in the business, which gets, you can get lost in the weeds. So if you go down, though, like, what is the impact on those other people? What does it mean for their life? Because now you've not only completely altered your life and probably your spouse or partner's life, but now 2 or 3 other people have to pick up the pieces at the office. And what does that mean for their life? What is the impact on that? And then, like, I don't know, like, I keep going back. I go back to, like, obviously taking care of yourself and making sure that you're good. But because I think about the world that we live in today and how so many people are not taking care of themselves, right? So we just came out of the damn pandemic from 2020, and it really, to me, it shined a light on all the people that are not taking care of themselves. Like, they think the mask is going to protect them, but they're 200 pounds overweight or even 50 pounds overweight. And it's like, that's not going to do anything for you, right? And that this is not to get into that debate, but those people are not taking care of themselves. As business owners, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to do more than the average person, in my opinion. We have to not only take care of ourselves physically, but mentally we have to be on point. Emotionally, everything has to be in check. Sure, can we get emotional sometimes? Absolutely. I think you have to let your emotions out. But like, to me as an entrepreneur, and I use that word for you, not for me, because I assume you're making way more money than I am in my startup business at this stage. But and guys, that's full transparency. Like I am not afraid to say that my business is in startup mode. Like I don't need to be one of these people out here flexing like I'm making all this money and rolling in the dough. Like no, I'm in a startup phase and I know where I'm going and I'm going to get there. But sorry, that's a squirrel moment. So when I say entrepreneur, to me that means somebody like that's got a profitable business, and mine is making some money but not a hell of a lot. So we're rolling with the fact that I don't think I'm an entrepreneur yet. So I use that word for you, not me. But as entrepreneurs, as CEOs, as C-suite execs, like we have way more responsibility than the average person, which means we have way more responsibility to take care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, relationships, everything, more than the average person. Because if we go down, if something happens to us, it does not just impact us. It does not just impact, you and maybe your spouse, or you, your spouse, and your kids. It has an impact for some of you. It has an impact on 100 different lives. And if you don't have the things in place, obviously, at your business, and if you don't have the systems or processes, hit me up because I got you covered on that for sure. But if you go down, if something happens to you, does your business fall? Does it collapse? What does that mean for your legacy? What does that mean for your kids, for your wife, for the hundreds of people that work for you? Are they taken care of? Because you not taking care of yourself, you not, exercising and eating right and physically taking care of yourself, but also mentally and emotionally taking care of yourself, whether it be connecting with nature, getting some time away, going for a walk every morning, doing some grounding work, taking deep breaths outside, all those things I try to do on a regular basis so that I don't go down. Because I will push myself, probably like you, I will push myself until I get to the ledge because I know what I am capable of. And you probably do the same thing. In all honesty, you push yourself so far because you know what you're capable of, but you don't take care of yourself and pick yourself back up to make sure that you don't fall off that ledge. Because when you go over that ledge, it's not just you falling down. It's not just you that is, falling to your death. It's your business. It's your family's legacy. It's everything else that is falling with it. So what is keeping you from taking care of yourself? What is keeping you from getting that fresh air you need every day? What's keeping you from finding your mental and emotional outlet? What's keeping you? That's my simple question today. What's keeping you? I want you to really sit back and look at the long-term implications of what would happen if you went down. I mean, I just went through a lot of them here. What happens if you go down? I can tell you what happens when I went down. I can tell you laying flat on my back in a hospital bed with a student nurse trying to put a catheter in me. All I could see was my husband's face, bright red face, tears running down his face because he had no idea what was wrong with me. Neither did I. And we couldn't fix it. We couldn't just get up and go. It wasn't just, hey, okay, she broke her arm and it'll be fine. No. They were rolling me from MRI to CAT scan to, okay, we think you're having a stroke, so we're going to give you this, I think it's called a TPA or TPS shot, something like that. All I know is that shot cost $23,000 on my insurance. Like, we had no idea. They were just pumping me full of stuff to figure out what the hell happened to a 28-year-old woman that she would go down having stroke-like symptoms. I never, ever in my life want to see that scared look on my husband's face again. Never. And I take a lot of risks, you guys. I used to play it very safe. I then got into the, self-employed entrepreneur space or whatever. And now I don't play it as safe because I'm ready to take those risks, right? We live a little bit more on the edge. But I'm telling you, I never want to see that face again. That face scared the shit out of me. I thought that my 6'2", 240-pound husband, I thought that he was my pillar of strength, and he crumbled. And that's no fault of his own. We were scared to death. We had no idea what was going to happen. Funny story, recently he has never had surgery before. I've had like 5 surgeries he's had to go through with me since we've been married, but he has never been the one having surgery, and he recently got his wisdom teeth out. And I told him, we were in the room waiting for the doctor to come in before the surgery started, and I said, hey, you know what, being in this chair sucks. And he goes, yeah, tell me about it. He goes, I've been in that chair 5 times looking at you going, okay, they're going to put you under. Are you going to wake back up? Or, what's going to happen? I go, yeah, now I'm in this chair and this chair sucks. But at the end of the day, like, I am more worried about, something. I'm not worried about something happening to me. I'm more worried about something happening to him. And I know that you are probably the same way as a business owner. You're more worried about things happening to your employees, but you never think about yourself. And that's what I wanted today to be about, is what are you doing to take care of yourself to make sure you don't go down? That yes, you have those systems and processes in place if something does happen to you. And again, I can help you with that as with another company partnership that I'm a part of. But at the end of the day, like, if you go down, what is the impact? What is the long-term impact that's going to have? And can you do things right now that include taking care of yourself physically, getting into nature, doing things that will help you reconnect to your vision, recharge yourself so you don't go down? All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to let you guys go. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week, I've got all kinds of stuff, guys. All kinds of stuff coming at you. So I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And do a little homework today. Please, please, please do a little homework today and figure out what's going to happen if something happens to you. What's going to happen to the business? What's that impact long term, not just on your family, but all of the families that you support, and what you can start doing today. Thank you for listening today. As you can tell, I am pretty passionate about business, camping, and balancing them both in my daily life. If you want to connect with me more, I included all the links in the show notes, including my camping brand pull through sites, my personal pages, and also a really quick questionnaire to figure out how I can help customize your camping experience. I appreciate you, and I hope you got something out of the show today. If you did, please, please share this with someone else who needs to hear it, and leave a review. If you leave a review, I'll send you a free copy of my book, How Camping Saved My Life: The Journey from Hospital Bed to Nature. Thanks again. Talk soon.